to everyone in the room here. And so if no one has any questions, we can go ahead and get started. Does that sound all right? Or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I do not want to butcher your son's name. Is it Ishak?
It's my middle name.
No, your son.
My son's name is Yashua.
Yashua. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I was looking at your name. So sorry. And how do you pronounce your first name?
My first name is Udi.
Udi. Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much.
Can I grab this out from the
Sure.
So I'm going, Kadisha, just so you know, I'm going to go ahead and document that you are here, present on the phone, and that Father is here in person.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you for participating.
You're welcome. I will always be glad.
So, Kadisha, let me go. This is kind of a linear document, so I just want to go through it really quickly. Why do you think we're here today?
Because some people falsely accuse me of doing treacherous things to my own son.
Because I want to be able to quote you exactly. So you're saying because some people possibly accuse me of doing treacherous things to my own son, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Udi, why do you think we're here?
I'm here to get my son back rightfully.
Anything else?
That's it. I'm just
Okay.
here to get my son back rightfully.
All right, thank you. Christy, why are we here today?
We are here because we received a report that mother was seen aggressively shaking Joshua and had her fingers on or near his eyes. When law enforcement first encountered them, he was actually unconscious.
Okay.
Yes, he was sleeping,
And-
unconscious.
And
Let's be specific.
Dad-
Don't
Khadijah, let her
exaggerate
finish.
or lie.
Khadijah, let her finish.
Okay, just saying.
Thank you. Okay, I'm sorry. Back that up just a little bit. What did I get her? Child was unconscious, you say?
yes,
And who, according to whom?
according to law enforcement.
Okay. All right.
And Dad was not doing anything to stop what was going on.
Where was Udi at the time?
At the time that the video that we were told, he was in the store.
A local store?
He was they were at the Giant gas station and he was inside the gas station.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, actually, the
No, Khadijah, let it go. Don't let her take
Okay.
back her words.
Yeah, and
Thank
let's-
you.
And guys, just so you know, it would be really grateful if like one person could speak at a time.
I know.
And
I'm
then-
telling her.
No, I know, but so if you would, let me kind of redirect if you don't mind, if that's okay. All right, so Udi was in a local gas station at the time, so he was unable to assist, unable, unwilling,
At that point in time, he was in the store.
okay. Okay, thank you.
According to who? The paperwork.
Evidently, according to the report that we received.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just stating what our report said.
Right.
That doesn't mean that we haven't gathered additional information. It's just what our report was that we received.
Anything else at this time?
Is it open?
What do you mean?
Can I say?
Oh, sure, did you have a question?
I don't have a question, but I would like to give my just a statement, quick statement.
Let me back up real quick
Yes,
here
ma'am.
and let me put that in, but let me ask you a quick question. Udi, how are you spelling your name?
UDI.
Okay, I had it, I wanted to make sure, I didn't want to butcher it on this document. And I'm sorry, what was your name again?
David Watts, W-A-T-T-S.
Okay, and you are witness, but I thought you said you were a relative.
I'm her brother, but her witness.
Okay,
Are you a blood relative or brother by friendship?
By Christ.
Okay.
can I say witness to the incident?
Yes, I was in the back seat,
Okay,
looking at the baby's face.
okay, go ahead, I'm ready.
Okay, the father, for the record, was in the driver's seat the whole time. I got out of the car and I stood beside him. Khadijah was in the restroom. I went back in the car and I was playing with Joshua. Khadijah came out of the restroom and picked up the child while I actually handed the child to her. Khadijah was playing with the child, not poking him in the eye. She was giving him Chinese eyes, laughing, kissing his neck, and blowing raspberries. He was sitting on her lap, standing up and down like he normally does, holding his hands like this, standing up and down. He is capable of doing that. His arms have strength to them. He's 9 months old. That baby was smiling and laughing. He was not crying. And if she was harming this baby in any way, I would testify to that. I was watching the baby's face, I saw it. And I put him back in the car seat. And he wasn't asleep. I was sitting there just looking at him and talking to him when the cops opened the door. That's what happened.
I have a question.
No, go ahead.
No, I was in the car and I saw everything that happened. And even if you're charging me for neglection, it says here, from thepublicfinelaw.com.
Hey, we should-
A person can also be found guilty of neglect if he or she abandons the child or fails to properly supervise the child over an extended period of time, not a short period of time, extended period of time, usually, in parentheses, a matter of days or weeks. So if I went in the store, that's 5 minutes. That is not child negligence. Now there's also educational negligence.
Well, okay, wait, I just want to interrupt you just for a second, Udi, okay? We're really not here to go over that. I mean, we're willing to, we like that
course
you're
not.
having your statement. But we
course
Also,
if there's
I had to
reason-
say,
I'll save it for court.
I also wanted to speak because I knew you would defy the
Take him to
way
school,
that I
that's all.
asked
Take him to school.
of my
You guys
son
don't
to
read?
eat.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Can you repeat that?
I also had something to say about the way my son eats and that I knew that you guys would probably defy it.
Okay, let me just say this, because there are reasons. that-
No, I will tell you a story first, and then
Well,
you can
no,
tell me
no,
how. No, my son did not come out your vagina, so therefore I can tell you what my son can consume.
Okay, well, we need to talk about what's important that I mentioned at the first part of the meeting is placement. And Udi has identified that he would like his son with him. So what we need to do
Yes.
is
Wow,
identify.
American
placement.
I would
Academy of
like my
Pediatrics.
son with him too.
Pediatrics.
So
Dude, they
let's,
back me up on what he
so let's move
consumed.
forward to that, okay? Do we
Okay.
have any history?
I got your back on that,
Christine,
Khadijah.
with the
I
family?
had a question.
Oh, sure, I'm sorry, Carolyn,
Okay.
go right ahead.
I have a question for Khadijah and Udi, is that I'd like to understand more about the charges in Florida when you were living there in Tampa, and that you left the state and they've reported that, what happened in Florida?
They told us that the program they wanted us in is voluntary. 100% voluntary. I asked the coordinator that came to my house, Are you sure it's voluntary? Did I just hear that? She said, yes. So I didn't sign anything because I was not going to volunteer.
Okay, but
It was not mandatory.
what brought you guys to their attention?
We went to Florida. We wanted to start a new life. She gave birth to the baby in the hospital. And because we didn't have birth certificates at the time or social security cards, they could not help us get into a program. I offered to sleep in the car because that is my right. I am over the age of 18. I can do whatever I want. I offered to sleep in the car, work, make money, get a place, while she can go to a fraternity home and be with the baby alone. No problem. But they didn't even do that because she didn't have a birth certificate or a social security card. But there is a program where she could have got a card that would have got her in there anyways. And they did not explain that. And they robbed us of her child the second day at the hospital. So we went to court, and the judge told us what we need to do. And we got the home. I got all the papers in my notebook. We got the home. We got the jobs. I got all the pay stubs. I showed it to my social worker. We did everything they wanted. They then gave us full custody of our child. After they did that, they said, we have this reunification program that, we want to make sure you guys still stay and do your thing and da-da-da-da-da-da, but it's voluntary. And the second she said it's voluntary and not mandatory, it doesn't mean I have to do it. And I can go if I want to. You gave me full custody of my son, I'm leaving.
And for the statement, they've been ran several times since I've known them by the police, and,
I have
do
not-
checks,
and-
welfare checks, and every time they did welfare checks, there was food, maybe had ample clothing. Family still helps out. They just got done at Christmas time at their family's house.
Hold on.
They just came from their family.
Hold
Can I
on. The
ask you a
department
question?
said police have contacted Greer Simpkins 6 times since October in response to calls from citizens saying she was panhandling while holding the baby.
Okay, can I ask
So
you a
we got
question?
stopped so many times. And we were
Can
not...
I ask you a question as to what you were saying? Because I want to understand what you're saying to me. I don't want to misinterpret it, okay? So when the baby was born in Florida, Florida took custody of it because you guys didn't have a home.
Didn't have a place to stay, and that's illegal. There's
Okay.
nowhere in the
I
law
just-
that says if
so
you're
that-
homeless,
My
they take
mom,
away your baby.
hold on.
This
hold on.
country, United
My
States of
mom,
America.
No, my
Okay,
mom,
I'm just
listen,
wanting-
my mom spoke to them and they could not tell my
Find the
mom
law. The
where
law.
in the laws that I was not allowed to be homeless with my child, and
That's
they
why we come
felt
into this.
stupid. And my mom said, so let them go.
It's your Fourth
That's,
Amendment
I
right.
was just.
Because you are wrong. She said, you guys are wrong. If you can't give me documents and proof and statements,
I can give you
you
documents.
cannot say anything to me about what my child does.
Because
So-
it's
So
nowhere.
I wanna understand myself so I can get this right, for you.
And she said, if the child, if my daughter meets my my grandchild's needs, you don't need to be in her face.
So there was a report in Florida. Florida took custody of the child, but they put services in place for the family at the time, and you say that you all did whatever they asked.
What if I told you
Yeah.
I didn't use their
Okay.
services and I got it all on my own?
Well, I don't know. I'm
We
just
did it
asking.
all on
We
our
didn't
own.
even use
We
their
didn't even use their
services.
services, but let me tell you
We
something.
saved our
But let me tell you
money
something.
like
Hold on.
nothing.
Only
And the
one
snap of a
person can
finger.
talk at a time.
Guys,
Khadijah, hold
hey,
on.
Hey, one person at a time. Udi, you have the floor. Go ahead.
They didn't even give us services to begin with.
Okay?
I had to do it on my own. I told you. They didn't give me services because I didn't have a social or a birth certificate. She didn't either. That's still wrong.
What
They have
services did you do?
they have to you guys have to
They
serve
weren't really
us.
trying
They
to
have
help, they were trying to steal him.
Khadijah, let me finish. They got to go out of their way.
Little words.
They got to go out of their way to help us get our birth certificate, to help us get the social security card so they can put us in a home. They didn't even try doing that. They took my kid right away, appointed me a hearing and a court date. And when I went there,
Mhm.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
Okay, but how long was Joshua with the state of Florida?
4 months.
4 months? Okay. So it only took you 4 months
To
to be
get him
able
back.
to. Okay.
Yep,
I have the
because we,
paper of custody, I have everything in my notebook.
it takes nothing to do what they asked us to do.
So was there a court process in that, or was it just them, because we do have things like voluntary, like where people agree to put their kids in foster care for a period of like 90 days or something. Like,
They get paid.
all the states are different.
I don't want my kid in foster
No,
care.
I'm
Why would
not-
I want my
I'm
kid
just-
in foster care?
Okay, I'm just asking a question. So,
Okay.
but the states are different. We run differently than Florida does. All the states are different. So I don't know how Florida runs, okay? So my question is, was there an actual court that said, you know, he needed to be out of your home?
Never. They give us
There was
full
no
custody of the child.
No, like so when Joshua was born, and when Florida, I don't know what they're called, is it Child Protective Services? Child Social
DPS
Services?
or something.
It's different in Florida,
Okay.
yeah.
DCF,
DCF.
Department of Children and Families.
Okay, so when DCF took Joshua from you,
Mm-hmm.
did they have a court involved, or was it just them?
They had a court
No.
involved.
They did have a court
Yes.
involved?
Yes.
Okay. And then the court was the one that made the decision for him to return
Come
back
back
to you 4
home. We
months
did
later.
visitations, we did
Okay.
personal
Yes.
visitations, unsupervised visitations. At the end, she saw we did everything, and she said, "You guys can have the baby." We had him. He slept with us for weeks at the
Okay.
home.
So what did the court, when Joshua was removed, what did the court tell you you needed to fix for him to come home to you?
Nothing. They said we passed
They
the
said that
program.
we
Okay,
needed.
no.
Khadija, hold
Okay.
on. She's talking
So,
to me.
When they initially took him from you, okay, when he was born and they took him from you, what did they tell you you had to do
We had to
him
get a
back?
place.
Okay,
Khadija was emotionally distressed, so she had to go get a psychological thing.
okay.
We needed parenting classes. Marijuana is illegal in Florida. I had a card from California, a medicinal card, which is
Okay.
not recreational. They didn't care.
Okay.
They didn't care that it was medicinally used. I told them it's not abuse. It's medicinally used because I have a card. They didn't care. It's illegal. They held that against me. Made me do a drug test. I stayed sober. Well, what's sober? I mean, I didn't abuse it. I just didn't use it for 4 months.
Okay.
Okay, I passed everything.
Okay.
And then they said, you can have your child back. You know, we did everything they wanted us to do.
So when he came back to you, when they put him back with you physically, did the court just go away then, or did you have to go back like a little bit later just for them to check up and make sure that you were still
No,
doing
they
okay?
said that they want to assign us a reunification team. I said, okay. I didn't hear mandatory. I didn't hear anything out of her mouth. But I guess it's obviously probably mandatory, you know, just
Okay.
do this. But when that girl came to my home and said it's voluntary, and I asked her if she's sure, and I don't have to do it, I'm volunteering, I'm out of there. I have nothing to do with you guys anymore. I jumped through your hoops and loops. I did everything I have to do. You gave me full custody of my child, and now you're telling me this is voluntary, not mandatory.
Okay.
That's on them. If she meant mandatory and said voluntary, that's her fault.
Okay, thank you for helping me understand that, because, I mean, you have to understand that the states work totally differently, okay? So, thank you for helping me understand that. Can you tell us what court it was? Like, is there a county or anything?
It
'Cause
was
if you
in
did
Tampa
things-
Bay. It was the 13th something. Forgot what
The
it was.
13th Circuit District.
District.
The
there you go.
13th District Circuit.
Okay, because if you did things, and we would like to be able to.
No, they never had, no. They took our son away from us the second day. There was no
No, what I'm
report
saying
of
is if
abuse.
From the hospital, you know what I
Okay,
mean?
but what I'm saying is, like, if a court was involved and they gave him back to you, if they had some kind of court proceedings, then we would like to be able to get those so that we can, you know, better understand, you know, okay, he was removed from you, but he was returned.
Yes.
So we need to be able to better understand that, and the best way to do that is to obtain the court documents. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
They gave us one paper saying we have custody of the child.
May I ask a
Okay.
question?
And I
have
asked
that?
the
No,
coordinator,
wait,
yes,
wait.
in my notebook. I asked the coordinator, I have custody. This is voluntary. I don't have to do it. She said she didn't want to say yes. You know why? Because she wanted a job. And I wasn't going to give it to her. But she was like, oh, I slipped up. Like I saw it in her eyes, like, oh my God, I wasn't supposed to say that. Now my manager on top of me is going to be mad.
Okay,
I-
well, and we
You
can't do
said
anything
voluntary.
about that.
She was
okay?
supposed to manipulate me that it's mandatory, but such a sweet girl and honesty. Thank you. Because they would have
Do
gave me
you-
hell for 6 months. You know that?
You raised
Okay,
a
so
question in
you-
my mind when you were talking to him, and if I may ask it real quick. It's just a thought that, even though you're going back to like state of Florida and stuff, but I'm just gonna ask, like, any state of the U.S., if she's in Florida or here, does it still not have to respect the First and the Fourth Amendment? Because as far as the right to be homeless and as far as the freedom of religion, that you don't want to feed your baby a specific type of food because you believe it to be poison or
There's also an exemption form too.
Hold on.
Oh, I got it, Khadijah. I got the
Right,
exemption
now,
form,
you guys,
baby. Don't worry.
Hold on, this is
And
Stephanie,
we
hold
have
on
a
a
waiver.
second.
We're
I
done.
wanna
I don't
answer
gotta
your
do
question,
anything.
but just real quick.
What I'm
We
hearing.
can't talk about any type of legal issues or anything at this meeting. The only thing, like I said, the only
Medical
thing we can
exemption
talk,
form,
other
Arizona
than
law
some of the
requires.
concerns right now,
I
is
can
where this
clarify
child is
his
going.
question though.
Go
If you
ahead.
don't want
Okay,
to.
so-
You guys just want to know what happened so you can manipulate us to jump through hoops too.
No. So when I first came into the meeting and Christy was explaining the reason why we're involved, that has nothing to do with the two things that you described.
The reason why they took my
Let
son
her
is
finish.
because
Wait,
I
wait,
didn't.
wait,
They said I
let-
didn't do
let
anything
Amanda
to stop it.
finish.
Isaac,
Hold on.
hold your tongue.
But I was in the
It
market.
has to
You guys
do
are twisted.
With
Better get your words straight.
a child being physically abused.
Allegedly.
Okay? Allegedly, yes, allegedly, okay?
But there's no charges on me
So,
for abusing him. You're
There's
charging
not
me.
proof. There's
No, I'm gonna speak.
There's not even
No,
evidence.
I'm not gonna listen to this. You're charging me for negligence, but you said I was in the
Okay.
store. But you're not charging me for abuse, and your negligence charge is false too.
Okay, Udi, let me say this, because I'm the facilitator of this meeting. If one person doesn't talk at one time, only one person, and we can't keep a civil tongue and
Can't
keep
hear,
going
it's
over
annoying.
this over and
just
over
a
and
bunch of
over,
crap.
I'm gonna have to ask some people to leave the meeting. Because we can't keep doing this, we can't move forward with this for your child until this happens. Okay? That includes everybody at the table. So, again, we're discussing that whatever information needs to be gathered can be gathered. But that's not the purpose of this meeting today, is gathering that type of information. That's something that can have a discussion between you guys, all right?
Me and my
Not
attorney that
here.
hasn't been appointed to me.
And you will have.
I need
your
to talk to
attorney.
my attorney.
And that will happen, and those are the types of things as well that Christy can help you with. But not in this meeting.
No, you guys took my kid for the. You're not helping me. You
So-
took my kid for a false reason.
So anyway, so we've had
You're
a
not,
report in
like
Arizona,
you
but
said,
this
he's
was
not,
the
you're
only
not
report
helping
we've had
us.
in
You just
Arizona.
want your
That's what
money,
I'm
money,
saying.
money.
I'm gonna lie on myself and say I was there. What?
So then let's move forward and talk about, okay, what are the concerns right now with your child?
That he's in your arms,
Then let me put
in a
that on.
stranger's
Mhm.
arms. You understand that?
Yup.
You scare
And
me
I
more
bet
than
he's
my
driving
wife
you
because I know my
crazy
wife.
'cause you
I don't
how to
know
make
you.
his
I don't know any of you.
food.
I know, that's why I'm only typing one thing here, what Udi just said, or both of you just said, that you're concerned that your child's in our custody, correct?
Yup.
Okay.
Strangers.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you
So
would do.
dangerous.
Okay,
And God will prevail all those who
Oh,
are
He will.
deceitful.
Oh, he will. There is a God, because on your dollar bill it says, "In God we trust."
what else is a concern?
But you don't put God in the pocket.
Lies,
Disgrace.
deceit upon me from you,
Disgracing.
and lies and deceit from you about my son too. Yeah.
Okay, Okay, so let's keep it of safety issues and concern for your child.
Safety issue? You are the safety issue. Who said that that you were allowed to tell me who I am to be with my son? And therefore not even have evidence but still accuse me of something so false. You are lies and deceit. And you know and damn well they didn't find anything on my son, but yet you still want your money and your greed and ego.
I think that's kind of getting off the topic.
Hey,
here
Khadijah,
in
and the
regards
police
to
don't
the
want to
issues
give me
of
a
the
police
child.
report. The police don't want to give me the video either.
You're gonna have
So-
to attorney.
And they
Yeah,
have
they
to.
don't. I know they don't want to give you the video
you gotta-
because they know that there's no proof or evidence,
Go ahead.
and they will perish.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. Never mind.
That's why they keep on, because they don't watch what their brains think.
Okay, so right here, what's concerning us is that you are currently incarcerated at the Yavapai County Jail, correct? Is
Yes,
that where you are?
ma'am.
Okay. Another concern for your child is that right now, as in Florida, you're having some challenges finding a home and you're homeless, correct?
No, I found a home. It's in Sedona.
Well,
She
at
has
the
the right
time
not
we
to
were
have
involved, that wasn't the case.
I can take my son to someone's home right now.
Okay.
She has a right, yeah,
People,
sure,
people
man.
enjoy our company.
We got like 5
we
people
travel.
They can stay there
We'll find some work.
if they have
You,
to.
I don't have to
but-
get a job.
We can easily
I can
get
work
jobs. Do you think
for
it's
people
hard to be
privately.
a slave? Try being a worker of God. It's even harder because you are bashed in every way.
Okay, Christie?
I don't have to
Go
get a
ahead,
job at
Christie. What
Walmart. I
are
can
some
work
of
for
our
people
concerns as an
privately,
agency?
move
I'm
some
just
things in
gonna
their
type
house,
it
help them.
Mhm.
Are you guys still in need
the
of
physical abuse.
assistance to get? your-
No, we have thousands of diapers and wipes, and
No,
you
I
can
have all
look.
that.
We have food
The
too.
child's development.
There's food.
The child development, please.
Khadijah,
Yeah,
wait.
as
You,
if you knew how to raise a kid.
Khadijah,
Your kid's
Khadijah,
probably
wait.
never loved you.
Khadijah, you don't dare talk about my child's development. Every child is different. And the first thing my child did, you know what he did?
So,
He
here,
smiled.
we're not gonna get into. any
Don't
kind
dare
of-
bring that up.
Here's the thing,
Every child is different, and on his own time he learns.
Udi.
Mhm.
That is
You
discrimination.
Udi, I'm gonna ask you to leave here in about 5 minutes.
That
if
is
you don't cool
offensive.
it.
That
I'm
is
serious,
offensive.
because we don't have to have you here if you're going to have that kind of behavior.
You are offending me, discriminating me, and my son.
And
I'm
God
only
says
saying that
if you
once.
don't have
I hope you're hearing
mercy on what you do,
What else, Christy?
He won't have mercy upon you.
Nutrition.
Here, you guys like Pinterest, all you mainstream people. It's all on Pinterest, full of iron, protein, greens.
So you guys are saying like the job thing and stuff, which is.
Yeah,
making her
natural
get
iron
almost
protein,
forces
not
her
your
to go
powder.
against her right.
I'm not going to put
Does the
chemicals in
child
my
have
baby.
any kind of medical?
Nope.
well,
Yeah, and he's old
Don't
enough
do
to-
it.
After 6
Hey,
months.
hey, and now that we are talking about the development of my child, can I tell you a story?
Well,
Can I
you
tell
know,
you
dare
a
you,
story?
how
I haven't
dare
had
you.
much turn to speak,
In the name of
man.
Jesus
Well,
Christ, how
because
dare you.
Udi is
Can
one
I
of
speak?
our-
I haven't had much time
How
to
dare
speak.
you.
Kadisha, let me, this is
A
Stephanie
dangerous
again, let me
one.
ask you
Can I
something.
speak? I haven't had much turn to speak.
Hold on a second, you can, but I need to ask you this question. So
Okay.
before we ever got involved, how long had you all lived here in Arizona?
We just got here 3 days ago from Vegas from visiting my mother.
Okay,
And it's
and
okay.
then, so has your son had any kind of medical treatment or well checks here in Arizona?
No.
How about in, and you were staying with some of your family in Las Vegas, did he have any medical treatment there?
He didn't need to have
No,
any.
my mom said he was doing great.
Okay,
And if you give him the food that you give him, he will get sick and he will hack on every one of you. He will piss and shit on every one of you because you deserve it.
Where's that waiver?
so again, when I mentioned it
So
this
may I
meeting-
tell my story now? I answered your question.
Well, actually, you're not gonna be able to tell any story if you're going to shame and blame and and use that kind of language. That's not happening.
Well, I don't need to use that kind of language, but either way, boo-boo and pee-pee is deserving.
We do need to ask a question as far as
You
immunizations.
shamed me, so why can't I shame you?
Okay, go
Because
ahead.
we're required, if a child is in foster care, to have them taken to a medical doctor.
Nope.
And I
Nope.
need-
Nope.
Hold
You're
on,
not doing
wait,
that.
Stop. We need to know if immunizations are a problem
It's
for you.
against-
Nope, you're not doing that. It's against my
Yes,
religion. That's my First Amendment
listen,
right.
I
Freedom of
already
religion.
told you when you were here, Christy, that
I know.
immunizations
Okay,
weren't
I'm going
with
to
me.
stop
So
right
please.
now. I am asking a question. I would appreciate just answers and not being defensive, okay?
Okay, and I
Is it-
answered
Can
you
you
when you
please
were
stop?
here.
Can you please stop, okay? I simply asked, are immunizations a problem?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Thank you. So you do not want him immunized?
Because
No.
it's against my religion.
Okay,
But he's
thank you.
had, it's my understanding that he has had some immunizations.
Nora said
Without
that,
my permission.
Yes, they forced me
Okay,
to,
so
they forced it.
Must have been
are you
Florida.
talking about when he was in custody in Florida?
Yes, and
Okay.
then
Forced them
the
upon me.
supervisor
All you
of
gotta do is say
the,
yes.
hold
All
on.
you gotta do is
No.
say yes. I can't control any of that,
I'm
okay?
not afraid.
That's all I'm
So,
for.
but you do not want
It's all
us to
true.
immunize him because of
No.
religious reasons,
No.
correct?
Yes, of course,
Don't
and I
want-
have every right
That's
to.
it.
which I've already done.
So, and okay,
That's
thank
it.
you for answering
And we
that.
will
That's
make
all we
sure
needed was
that-
that.
You let the
That
pediatrician.
is told to the doctor.
You guys answer yes and no and be simple.
That's all I needed was.
And you're not allowed to take his blood neither.
Make sure that it is.
You can weigh him, you can make sure that his vitals are good through his heart rate and everything else and his temperature, but you are not allowed to take blood nor give immunizations
Okay,
Thank you,
thank you.
Kadisha.
through my belief.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
And what, is there a particular,
Christianity.
Every religion.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm. You're welcome.
It
What-
makes you unclean to touch it. I'm sorry.
What other areas do you want me to identify on here? And I'm asking the group, all right? As far as safety issues are concerned, and we'll move forward from there.
Oh, yes, and he
Go
takes
ahead.
organic. I meant to tell you that he takes organic omega-3 for his brain, just plants, no fish.
Okay, Christie's noting that for you,
For
okay?
brain
Omega
development.
oil.
Okay,
And if you give him too much, he'll hack everything up.
okay, thank you. So what about continuing on, some concerns right here? So David, go ahead.
Okay, my concern is that what I'm hearing in this meeting is that the things you guys bring up, like, the questions that you had asked.
Okay, keep to the child though.
Yes.
We're looking at safety concerns for the child, not what we're bringing up as an agency, okay? This is only about the child.
Yes, does the child still have a right with the parents? I don't know if the child being under the parents, care, if the child is still, entitled to, the First and the Fourth Amendment just as much as any of us. And, the questions that I heard asked, not shaming or anything, I'm just saying that, do you have a job? That is actually, it's still against the religion because according to Christianity, we do have a job, but we cannot work for man. And this is what I'm trying to explain, and you guys are asking him, and one of the things that Florida made him do, I know this is totally irrelevant, but for Florida to force him to get a job and get a house to get the child back goes against his Fourth Amendment rights. And the child is entitled to the same thing because he's under the care of both parents and they have a right.
We ask that they
Also-
are able to.
Hold on,
provide
Kadisha, let Amanda answer that for
him
me.
I know, that's why I
the
stopped.
needs,
And every
legally.
time
So
that-
as long as they are not breaking the law or doing something illegal in order to, be able to provide for him, that is what we ask.
And every time they had a welfare check, every time, there's been food, a whole cooler full of it, food gets thrown out the sky. This baby eats better than we do. I can't deny that. Healthy.
Well, I'm fasting.
10 times all year.
Me too.
Cause I'm eating that fast food stuff. I'm
3
eating
days,
meat,
baby.
and I can feel it in my body. And this baby, This baby is the most healthiest baby I've ever seen. And my sisters have popped out kids like rabbits. And this baby is the happiest baby, the most smilingest baby. Doesn't like to be 2 feet away from Mama or he goes nuts. I've seen it.
I have a question.
Even did it with my mother.
You know what, and thank you, Khadijah. We do have a question from one of the mental health supports here, and so go right ahead,
I
please.
just, in the report, I read that the baby's car seat was not up to par, that the straps had all been
It's
cut
a
out.
brand new
Is
car
that-
seat.
I'll go
Oh,
get it
Well,
right
we weren't,
now.
well,
Oh,
hold
show
on,
them video,
we,
show them
hold on,
video.
wait. They were talking to me, hold
Oh,
on.
sorry, we'll do that.
We
me my attorney.
weren't even
Give
driving.
me
Now,
my
if we
attorney.
started driving, we would have strapped him in.
Okay,
Okay.
just asking.
All
We
right,
just
she was just
unstrapped
asking.
him to take him out. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I unstrapped him, unbuckled this
No hands
child,
on
and
the
handed
table,
him
no
to
clarity,
Khadijah when she got back in the
no
car
honesty.
from going to the bathroom.
Oh, okay, all
I
right.
took him out and handed him to her because she changed his diaper and then was playing with him.
Okay, all right, thank
That's
you.
what happened.
Got something
Is there anything else you all want to add on here, or do you want me to move toward?
Oh, yes, I had a story.
Well, no, we're not, you know what, Khadijah?
No, it's a story that it concerns my son. The
Okay,
story
but
deals
can you
with
keep
my
it kind
son.
of short at least, a little bit, or I just?
Yes, I will.
Okay, go
Yes,
ahead.
I will.
Go ahead.
And in the Bible, there was a man named Daniel. Nebuchadnezzar, the king, asked for Daniel and his brothers to come along. So the king served him of his fanciful foods and his wine, and Daniel did not drink. He asked the guard. The guard said, "I'm sorry, but my king will perish me if I don't listen." So Daniel went to the chief of the officials, and he said, "Test me and my brothers for 10 days, and I will prove to you that just vegetables and water will make me stronger and wiser and healthier than your men." 10 days passed. The men of the king ate their fanciful foods and wine, and
Khadijah,
David
hey,
and his
Khadijah,
brothers.
you're-
No, I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm sorry. I'm not done. You said I could tell the story. The story was not that long. Please, I've almost done.
Okay.
Khadijah, they
The
don't
king
care.
found the king. I know.
And
The king
what they're
found
working
out-
for says in
no,
God we
I'm still
trust.
gonna. Because it's gonna marinate in their
It
brains.
says
later.
on their dollar bill, in God we trust.
So the king saw that he got more better processes from Daniel and his brothers for eating vegetables and drinking water. Amen.
The whole reason he's kept on fire.
Thank you.
So,
I didn't eat him.
you
It's not
guys
like I-
mentioned about people in the community that, and maybe I misunderstood, but that you have people in the community, because as of this point, because what we try to do is, if a child cannot be returned immediately to a parent, we try to make that connection as close as possible. So can you give us the names of some people so that we can
Yes.
contact them?
Oh, thank
And then
In
family?
Sedona.
Okay, Kadisha, just let me finish, please. And also
Okay.
family, you know, so that we want to make sure,
Do you want us to give her your mom's
Dude.
information, Khadijah?
David,
I'm not
please.
saying that you need to do that right this
David,
second,
please, let me speak.
but I just wanted to,
You don't seem to understand what you
Udi,
guys...
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna
Don't
stop you
talk.
right there, because you've not even allowed Carolyn to finish what she's saying. So let Carolyn go ahead and please, all of you, just a second, just
Why I'm
hold
here.
that thought,
You're going to
and
be
let
my son
Carolyn
today.
finish, please.
Okay.
so if we could get that information, that's information we're asking for. But it's for Joshua.
Yes, ma'am.
It's, okay, so, and that would be a closer connection
Me
to,
and Lori?
Hold on.
okay.
I'm the father. You're talking to me. He's not the father.
Because you.
I'm the one you can give the kid to. Okay?
But you
I've
have-
got a
but
home
you
I
have
can...
to- Okay, but
I-
you have to have some semblance of respect and lower your voice. I mean,
Okay.
We're recognizing you're the father, there's no doubt about that. And it sounds as if, David, you're trying to assist because you're a friend of, you're a very good friend of
I'm his
the
godfather.
Okay, so, but let's just kind of try and keep this simple.
With all due
okay?
respect,
Right?
I stand strongly behind my words.
Okay.
That's the
then
voices,
if
you know.
Carolyn is asking for some information and you can provide it, go for it.
Okay,
Just answer the question.
I'm the
Okay,
caregiver.
can I
Khadijah,
start
let
first,
me
Isaac,
finish.
please? Can I start first?
You guys,
Can I say
Okay,
something?
you know
Don't
what,
sue.
Khadijah, since you're the mom, who
I'm
do
the
you
father.
want to identify, give a name, whereabouts, phone number, something we can get a hold of?
Okay. I will give my son to his father, and his father will go to a shelter of a people's home in Sedona.
Well, who are these
And
people?
they
What are their names?
will support my husband and my child at 345 Coffee Pot Drive.
Okay.
Wing and Lord.
What, hey, Khadijah, what are their names? What are your friends' names?
Wing and Lori. Well, the Wing, his real name is Anthony.
Oh, okay. And what's Anthony's last name?
I have no idea.
Do you-
And Lori's is Moore, Moore.
Okay. Do you have a phone number for him or anything, cell phone or something?
My husband has it in his phone,
Yeah, it
in my
looks like
phone.
Udi's looking it up right now. Thank you, Udi.
Thank you, Kadisha.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now, you can identify other people too. So, if there's other folks,
No, they're the only ones.
Okay.
They're very
Now,
peaceful,
we have to
and their house is very
back up.
calm and quiet to my child.
Okay.
I think it's on my phone and it's in the car.
It's okay.
That's
You want me
okay.
to go
You
get
can
it?
give it to it after the meeting. We just wanted to see if there was someone else that, as well, where you all were living. So, okay. All right. Thank you.
And we're not homeless for the record, we just haven't made it there yet.
Okay. All right. So, what else, you guys? Anything else that's worrying us?
Guys,
Do you
we'll
want
be
to move
done.
into family
Yeah.
strengths?
All I gotta say.
And I have no worries with my son,
What,
with
don't
my
exist here?
husband, and the people that will be housing them.
Okay.
I have no safety issues at all.
Except for those that were disclosed about the food stuff and the blood.
Go ahead, Udi. And you don't have to raise your hand, bless your heart. You don't have to do that. Just,
I'm
go
concerned
ahead.
because I have friends that came from foster homes. And a lot of these parents just get paid. And this baby was not in their mother's stomach for 9 months, in the foster mother. And they don't care. That baby means nothing to them.
Can I tell?
They didn't
I'm
bear
sorry,
that child
Udi.
for 9
I
months.
want to tell them a story about
Please
what
make
you're
sure they don't
doing.
hurt him.
No,
We
save
can't,
it for
we don't,
quiet.
we only have a certain amount of time for these meetings, because
Make sure they don't hurt him.
We have other ones too. So, you might be able to tell a story after the meeting to someone, but not during the meeting, okay? I'm sorry about that.
This story is actually
I wanna-
very important unto you.
Well, that may be important in regard to the ongoing investigation or something, but not in this particular meeting. So I want to go ahead and identify what is working well with the family. You all say, well, obviously you have some family support in Las Vegas, according to both the parents. You also state that you have friends in the community that may care for Joshua in Sedona, right?
Yes.
Okay. What else, you guys?
We also have a family that's camping out, but they have it's a
Electricity and
it's
like
a trailer home. They have a heater. They have everything. You know, he'll be inside. He can be warm there too if we're camping out.
Who are they?
David and Nikki.
Do they happen to have a phone?
Yes, I have David's number. And he told me to tell you to call them.
Yes.
That's
Give
what
it to
Nikki
them.
said. Nikki said you better have him call me.
And I'm sorry, and they live here in Cottonwood area?
And
Yes.
Parkdale, right outside of Cottonwood on the other side.
Clarkdale.
Are they located in like a RV park or something? Or
Yes,
are they
an
in
RV area. Mostly RVs are
And they have
there.
electrical.
But there are some people who choose to live, out on the land.
But is that
But there's
matter?
nothing wrong with
Is
it.
it
No,
a
there's
house?
not,
No,
as long as
no,
you
no.
live every 2 weeks.
Yes.
Right.
But, no, there's not.
So do you have their
I
number?
choose not to be sufficated in the
Hey,
box.
Give,
for,
And
give
you know.
her the number.
Do you
I
have
like
David's
fresh
number?
air. 520-820-6702.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I wrote that down on here too, that you have some other friends in the community in Clarkdale and in RV Park that may care for your son too, okay.
Oh, yeah,
And
does
I-
it make a difference if we got, I mean, I'm not sure of the number, but we got a few people that are, witnesses that signed witness statement at the location. And,
Yeah.
the only thing that where I'm going with that is that, it's their say, anything that they say, can it be used in court?
You know, that's something we can't answer.
That's on the
And
legal
we
end.
can't- Yeah, we can't answer that,
Yeah, that's on the legal side.
Okay.
right.
That would be addressed with Kadisha's attorney, the criminal attorney.
So she's gonna have a state case and a city case?
She has the law enforcement side and then our side. And she has an attorney for her criminal side, and she'll have an attorney for this side.
Okay.
And Udi, you will have one, and then Joshua will have what they call a guardian ad litem appointed to him, who is through the court, who would represent him, okay? Just so you're aware.
So who's entitled to talk to him for his representation?
For his guardian ad litem?
No,
Or
like,
for who?
you got the guardian
Udi?
and
How can someone
But
speak for
who
my
can
son that
speak
isn't their mother?
for his son?
Tell me when God passed that law.
Where is
They
that law?
are-
Where is
But they weren't there. How did they know anything?
That's where they go as far as getting information,
witnesses.
and it will be up to them, you know, as far as who they talk to, but any disclosure stuff, any documentation,
I was looking
anything
at
that
one
you
witness
have, you can
and-
provide to your attorney, who would then provide it to everyone that's party to
This
the
is
One
just
little
happening.
thought.
I didn't even have time.
So-
Wait, what I bring.
And that'll go
Um,
into court.
Yeah, but you'll have the opportunity to provide anything you want to your attorney, and so will, it's Kadisha?
Yes.
Okay, so will she be able to? Obviously, your son can't, so it's gonna be up to their attorney to gather all that information from everywhere else, okay?
So let me ask this what other strengths do we want to identify for the family? Strengths and supports or actions taken
What
to
other
keep
what?
your child safe.
Strengths
We're
about
calling-
your family.
About your family, or how
Strengths?
both you and
Strengths?
Udi have protected your son. Go ahead, Udi.
I
Hold
protect
on.
him.
She said go ahead, Udi.
Usually,
We'll let her speak.
I protect him from you guys. If I haven't been, when somebody hasn't bared false witness upon me,
Okay, so how-
I usually
and
protect them from
I
you.
just wanna
I protect
interrupt
him
you.
from people who would make money off of him. I protect him from people who think that they could abuse him.
How do you
I protect him from people who feed him bad food. I protect him from people who are
She
jealous.
loves him and holds him close. Keep it simple, Khadijah. You love him and hold him close. That's how you protect him.
Yes, my strength is I always make him laugh. My strength is that if he leaves my side, he will go crazy. And my strength is that he loves me back, and as I love him and his father, and his godfather, and our puppy, and his godfather's puppy. And there's just so much love to go around.
Udi, I know you want to add to that.
My strength is not listening to bad advice, like in Florida. So what would you do if the baby cries? Would you go crazy? Would you this? I'd pick him up. Well, you don't have to do that all the time. Sometimes you can just leave him and let him cry and walk out.
That's neglect.
That's neglect.
They
I would
don't
never
need-
stop.
Guys.
Stop.
Guys,
Stop.
you cannot argue in this.
Oh, you can't cut me off, okay?
I'm sorry.
Hold on
sorry.
a second. I mean, you know.
Oh, you're
when-
so. Ooh.
But here's the thing. Let me explain this to both of you. when you are arguing in front of us who have custody
We
of your
aren't
child
arguing,
right
we are
now,
agreeing against you.
that, the thing is that doesn't look good. All right?
How does it not look
That's hard
good?
for your child to
That
hear you all
means
be
we
upset
are
with each
strength
My
against
child's
you
not
for
here
one our
now,
child.
and the only reason why this is going on is you are causing this. All
We
of
just wanna
you.
go home.
You caused the
You are
dysfunction
causing this, and my child is not experiencing this. But when I'm with my child alone, we are not fighting.
We were here for
Just like it
the-
states here, every time the cops checked up on us, he was just fine, not hurt, and we were smiling and respectful. Number two, let me continue. That is neglect, and I have a heart. And when my son cries, I will not leave him to keep crying. You understand me? That is wrong. That is bad advice. You go and pick him up. And too much crying over time can cause a hernia and make him blow out his stomach. I know you saw his testicle up, but that's how it came when he was born. The doctor told me not to worry. It will
We got it
naturally
back.
go
I
down.
remember seeing it.
And he said to massage it over time, and we do it. And things take time.
You guys
Stop trying to rush everything.
He's only human like
He's a
you
baby.
are.
It takes time.
Can you restate that?
Just like your
Just
ignorance
because
grows.
I wanna put that on, I don't understand, I didn't understand that, Udi, can you say that again?
They try to tell me that he has a hernia.
But it's not.
No, his
Oh, that wasn't
testicle.
a hernia, honey. That
It
was a heart
wasn't.
murmur.
No, but also his. No. The CPS worker that came over the weekend to the hospital, okay, in this case, told me that he has a hernia.
But the newspaper
He's
doesn't
just
say that.
fine.
I check my stuff.
Nothing
I check
wrong
my
with
son
it.
all the
I
time.
know, it's lies.
Okay, I was just,
It showed that there was nothing wrong with the child.
Do we have any information in regard to that?
We have the
I mean,
article.
for the condition of,
I don't have.
We have videos and proof of my
okay,
son watching us every day.
I'm not asking you, I'm
Okay.
asking the investigator, so go ahead, Christie.
Okay.
I don't have the medical records yet from the hospital, but there was a concern of an umbilical hernia.
Okay.
And then what about the pediatrician?
Oh, the pediatrician said that the one testicle has not descended, and they wanted to do an ultrasound to see if it was up there.
Yes, it's actually on his way down. It's right next to his penis. If you really look for it, it's right there. You can see that big old lump of testicle. And I know my son has a birthmark on his back and his ankle. That is not a bruise. I even have pictures.
Yeah, we thought the other foster mom did that. But she said it's a Mongolian spot.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
and mixed children get it.
right.
And this is just an FYI, is that we'll get that medically documented, and I highly
Mhm.
recommend that you always, until he's 18 years old, carry that with you for school
Okay.
and everywhere, because that's really, really important that whoever, even like at your church or anybody, if you were swimming, or just make sure you always have that documentation with you. That's just,
Okay.
thank you.
How did it, if you guys don't even have the paperwork yet, then how is it in the press?
That doesn't come from us.
Doesn't come from us.
We have no control over what's in the press.
We request actual documents
Yeah.
from,
Not newspaper
yeah.
articles. We request the actual medical
Thank you, because
records.
the newspaper articles are not, it's all false.
We don't,
And we don't communicate
and
with
we don't communicate
the
with them
media
either.
at all.
Thank you, please don't.
No, we can't,
don't.
we
We
can't do that,
don't.
that's not, that's not our policy. Okay, so
I'm gonna
what I
check
put
up
on
on that
here,
Remember you said that.
it is that you stated that you love both your son and his father.
And you put
And
down
Yes.
religious.
And the Godfather, and the people who will be housing the father and the baby, and just everyone,
Just know how it
including
is,
you.
these are angels, they're angels.
Udi, let me clarify what Christy was saying when she said we don't talk to the press. if anyone calls us here, we do not talk to them. There is a person who is designated in Phoenix who, you know, if the press wants to talk to someone from the Department of Child Safety, that is the only person who will address the public, them or our actual director. We do not. If they call us, we do not talk to them whatsoever.
But your director is responsible.
Christy,
If
I have
for
a
some
question for
reason
you.
Hold on a
the
second.
press
Christy.
contacts.
Just a moment, Amanda's talking.
Those are the only people who would talk to the press. But
I have
we
a-
do not disclose what is in our information.
But the director might.
Okay.
Just might.
I have a question for you, Christy.
He might.
Yes,
he might.
Khadijah.
It's never
Um,
happened. Just, you know.
I would like you to go to my son. I want them to point out every single last problem supposedly wrong, and I want you to feel and touch every single last thing that is supposedly there. If you do not feel it, tell the truth. If you feel it, tell the truth.
Looking at that.
So we're not medical doctors.
Because word of mouth is
You sure acted
can
like
be
it in the
lied.
hospital.
Can be lied.
Your CPS
Can
worker
be
came and told me how to
lie.
keep up my son's health. You acted like it. Now you're not.
Saying
So-
babies didn't have protein and all this other
What's
stuff.
going
That's all I
on
ask
here?
of
You guys
Christy,
act like it and then you
is to
don't.
go to my
You know what,
son
I don't know how, I
and
don't know how many
and
times I have to
prove
explain
and
this, but I'm
prove,
done.
just like God
I'm
did to
I'm done.
for the prophets.
So we need to end this phone call with Mom. Both of these individuals need to be escorted out right now. Because
have
we
to. I'll be
cannot
escorted.
continue
No, I
to
wanna
run
leave.
this
I don't wanna be
meeting
here.
if you're going
Thank
to
you.
talk
Have a great
over
day.
But-
each other.
Like I said, I came here to tell you I need to speak to my attorney, and you got to give me a hearing
We
before it
have
goes
not
any
gotten your
further.
attorney assignment
You
yet.
have to.
You would.
I am waiting for the attorney assignment. It has not been submitted to me yet. You have a hearing. It is scheduled for next Wednesday. As soon as I get the attorney assignment, I will contact you so that you can come get the documents that have the information about the hearing and your attorney information.
And we'll speak
Okay.
then.
We'll make
And
an
then we will speak then, but I will call you and let you know when I have that, and then you can come here and we will get you that
And
information.
please,
Okay.
Jesus
And
Christ,
Christy,
God
I
bless
would-
your souls.
And Christy,
Please.
Yes,
I would like you to
Thank you, guys.
I will,
Is there anything that you would like to provide us that you?
Nope.
Khadijah, once I receive the information.
And even if you
that I
took it and
just
threw it, I'll
spoke
print
about
it
with
again and
Udi,
again.